Do you feel stuck right now? Do you want to understand a very simple and easy way to get unstuck right here, right now? That's what I'm here to offer you. And I'm going to share it with you right now. And you're going to be like, whoa, I don't know if that makes sense. That's too simple. But it is exactly how you get unstuck. You immediately start creating. Immediately start creating. And I know that sounds simple in general, but I'm going to explain to you exactly what I mean by creating. Because don't forget, you are a conscious being who is continuously creating all aspects of your existence. And you need to be creating to get the momentum back, to build the energy to get unstuck. And at the end of this episode, I'm going to share with you what I do every single time, specifically, depending on where I get stuck, the technique that I use personally to just always push myself out of it and just get that energy and momentum back. Because it's essential. You know what I mean? Like it is just so essential is momentum in everything, in energy in everything. And you're responsible for creating it. You know, I say it a lot, but it is this idea that you are the creator. You are creating every aspect of your life. You're creating time. You're creating memories. You're creating bad habits. You're creating good habits. You're creating good relationships. You're creating bad relationships. You're creating everything. You're creating things that you don't like. You're creating things that you love. You are a creative being. And you need to be continuously creating in order to maintain momentum and energy. And, you know, it seems so simple, but think about what it feels like to get stuck. And it is the worst. I feel like, to me, it is the thing I'm most sensitive to. And it is the thing that I absolutely hate most in life when it happens to me. When I get stuck. God, it's just, it's the only thing that like feels like the weight of the world is on me. Because what are you doing when you're stuck? Man, you're dwelling. You're dwelling. When you're stuck and not moving, you're thinking about all the reasons why. You're thinking about all the reasons why. When something you're working on is not progressing and it feels like it's at a standstill and you are just stuck, man, it is so hard not to just like sit in a place of dwelling and being so angry at all the decisions that you made to get you here. Like, and for me, like it is always like the worst feeling, because it basically compounds the negativity and in turn creates the negative energy that just makes the entire thing worse and something else bad happens. It is just the epitome of when you are not in a state of putting energy into your situation or creating a new outcome, a new lane, a new direction, of when you get stuck. You get stuck in your mind, the deepest and the darkest. It is when you are dwelling. It is when you are wishing things were different, just wishing something would change, dwelling on the past. Just, why did this have to happen to me? Why now? Think about that. Just wishing it was different. Just dwelling. Why now? That is the stuck mind versus the creation mind, where the energy is, where you immediately take a step of what is one simple thing that I can do to make a difference in this, to move this forward. You know, because again, we are conscious beings. And for me, when I think about what it means to be a conscious being, it is very simple. We have the ability to create. Our mind is consciousness, and our mind creates everything. We are part of this beautiful system that is the universe, and every single thing else in this entire system, all of it, everything. every plant, animal, sun, planet, solar system, galaxy, every bit of water on this planet, every tree, every single thing, every animal, everything plays a part in the entire ecosystem of managing the overall system that is the universe, except for us. We get to create. Consciousness allows us to create whatever we want. That is why it's so important that we stay in this continual state of creation, creating everything. And when you get stuck, 9 times out of 10, you are not back in that creation mindset. And this idea that all you have to do is get back into the energy of creating possibility, creating hope, creating a strategy, creating anything from the biggest idea to the smallest idea to get you unstuck. And it can be anything. It could be anything depending on what level you are stuck at, and depending on how big the concept is. You know, if you are stuck in your job that you hate, and again, it's just another bad day with people you don't like working with, and you get on the phone and just spend time talking with your best friend about how much you hate the person that you work with and how this and that, and then you sit there watching TV just wishing you had another job and just, you know, dwelling on it. But guess what? You're stuck. You're stuck. But if you spent that same time putting energy into, like, what can I do to create change in the future? How can I implement my ability to create a different future for myself, to work by, looking at other job in other careers, other opportunities, other things that you can begin to create and put energy into the things that you could learn that could get you another job. Spend the time creating relationships with other people at the places that you would like to work. Think about that. You're creating it by you now not being stuck and sitting there and being angry about it or dwelling about it or not even thinking about it. The moment you put the energy into creating the change, it starts to happen. It starts to push forward. It starts to become real. And the next thing you know, like now, you see this other opportunity for another place that you would actually look, and then you see, oh, I'm not quite qualified, but I would love to do that. Then okay, I'm gonna take this online course so I have that qualification too, and then apply for this job at this place that I would love to work at. Look at all you created. All that you created, all that. That's you putting energy into creating the change in your life that will lead you to getting out of the place that you are most stuck. And think about that's such a big one. That's such a big one. It's such a massive undertaking to actually do it. But it is still, every bit of that process would be filled with energy and the excitement of a better future. You know, like that is what creation does for you. It's any time that you put energy into creating, the smallest thing to the biggest thing, there is this energy that comes with the hopefulness of a better future, rather than being in a place of being stuck, which is the epitome of the worst place that you can be. There's nothing, it's like the valley of death when you just are not moving whatsoever. It is that idea of like nothing is happening, I have no control, is what just is not the case. You've got to put the energy into creating anything that you need to get momentum and get unstuck. And a lot of times it may not even necessarily be the specific thing that you need to create change in is as big as the job. Perhaps it's the way that your morning is ahead of the job. Perhaps it is the way that you go out in the evenings and wake up late and then are exhausted when you get to work, and then it creates problems, and you're blaming the lack of execution on the people that you work with and hate your job rather than it just being the way that you're approaching the job. And again, this the job example is extreme because it's so difficult to wrap your head around when you really don't like something that significant, when you spent a lot of years choosing a path for your career, and then now it takes so much work to change something like that. It is an extreme one. But if you're stuck in your health, it's and you feel like, it's just me, and it's like, I'm too exhausted, I'm too tired, and then you just are sitting on the couch feeling like you're never going to be healthy and just now giving up mentally. Think of how that changes. Think about how that changes swiftly and quickly. You make a decision to create. I'm going to create a new a diet plan. I'm going to create a new workout plan. You've got to put in the time and the energy to create the change, which immediately gets you unstuck. Even just thinking about it will give you energy to push you forward. And for me, I'm, it happens to me from time to time, and boy, they are painful. When I get stuck, man, I get super duper specific, right? Something that will happen to me a lot is I will eventually go over capacity and get overwhelmed, and then, it's like everything grinds to a halt. And for me, wherever I'm stuck, I try to immediately go in and create into the problem. For me to get unstuck, I look at what is slowing me down, or the energy is dying in, and where am I stuck, and I create straight into that problem. If it's like something to do with one of the portfolio companies, and I feel like, man, this whole thing is not moving forward right now, man, I just immediately start thinking of all the things that I could do to create change in the momentum, add energy to the whole, and immediately get the energy back going and push it forward. And to me, if I'm feeling stuck about, financial stuff, or feeling unclear about something, bam, let me go straight into it. Let me create straight into it. Let me pull out the financial model. Let me just redo the budget and create a new budget to give me clarity and get me back in a place to where the energy's there and I feel comfortable. Create straight into a problem. If you want to get unstuck, create straight into a problem. It will always work. And the moment you put in the effort and energy to begin to create change, man, it gives you the hopefulness. It gets you the momentum back. And then you are now back to the place of making progress and feeling good. That's really what it's all about. And you got to be hyper aware of when you feel that type of way, and not allow yourself to get there for too long. Because, it's the procrastination side of being stuck and trying to ignore it that then steals your mind share and then gives you so much less capacity to work with, because the moment you come out of not thinking about it, boom, it just takes up all your mind share again. When you are stuck in some aspect of life, you have got to immediately create into that problem, create the change, and create the energy to get you out of it so you can stay in that continuous flow state. Because that is what it's all about. But you know what it is. You always got to have a clear picture of the future. You always got to work to find the belief that you can create in a strategy. And then you got to push it until it becomes a reality. Until next time, see it, believe it, do it.